Hello everyone, welcome to another little guide for this channel. This is actually more of a quick tips video. I haven't done one of these since I started playing the game, funnily enough. I felt this would be more fitting as a quick tips video rather than a actual guide like all my other sort of guides, like the boss guides, the shotgun build guide and all that. This is more of a general quick tips video. It's going to be a bit more organised and just straight to the point, so let's get into it. So I'll be covering how to level up quickly today, or at least my method to level up. There's probably other ways of leveling up quickly, but this is basically what I think you should cover as a basis to level up really quickly. This also acts as a general routine for what you need to do every single day, or whenever, like every time you play Death Frontier 2, if you want to level up really quickly and just want to be on that grind. So I think a pretty solid first sort of general tip is to play solo. Now, I don't literally just mean play solo, I don't mean just click the button that puts you in a completely solo game, because at the end of the day, the whole point of the game is that it's supposed to be an MMO, it's supposed to be more interactive with other players rather than just sitting on a little private lobby on your own, and it's not really as fun to play on your own, but generally fighting things on your own, doing missions on your own, all that stuff is a lot more beneficial than doing it with another player. And the reason why is because the XP sharing in the game right now is very strange, and a lot of the time things are kind of glitchy on multiplayer. Case in point being, if you need to collect a blood sample, right, and you go in the room and your friend has already been in there, killed the zombie, and happened to be a blood sample in there. If you go in there, all the zombies are dead, and then all of a sudden you can't get that blood sample, and of course that strikes a problem. Now the way to get out of this situation is to make sure your friend gets his fat ass out of that room, and then you can go in there and everything will reset for you. But you can see what I mean, it's a bit of a finicky method to do it. Hopefully Neil will make this a bit easier and tighten up all the sort of sync and everything together so that these kind of things can be avoided. If some changes do occur, I'll probably put them in the description, as I always do with all my guides, so just keep an eye out for that. If you're new to this video and you happen to come a couple months after its upload or something, it will be in the description if anything's changed. The same applies with fighting bosses as well. If you're fighting a boss, it seems to be kind of weird the way the share of the XP works between players. So as I was saying, playing solo is a very good way of getting out of this problem. However, if you can play in the MMO mode, there's pretty easy ways to avoid it. Sometimes you can't avoid it and it's just a bit meh, but if you really want to grind properly, playing solo is probably the best way to go. Now this should be an obvious one. Take missions. Talk to as many NPCs as you can find. Any NPC you can find, I would talk to them. Don't just leave them there. Talk to them, because in a lot of cases they will have a mission. Doing the missions is a lot more beneficial than just grinding. In the first game it wasn't really a big deal. Missions were sort of just there to give you a little bit of bonus experience, but in Death Frontier 2 they are a key factor to leveling up. If you don't do any missions, you're going to be really slow behind everyone. So you really want to get on that grind, do as many missions as you can, and you should see a little increase in leveling up. Now to add to this as well, this technically counts as just an additive to the last one, but I like to call this the third. You should take mission guides. Now, I'm going to explain very, very briefly what the mission guides are, how it all works, whatever. So basically, every single day, the game resets, okay? The server basically resets I think it's every 12 to 24 hours, something like that, and when it resets, all the missions, all the buildings, everything gets wiped and regenerated. So basically, every single day, there's going to be new missions and new things for you to do. You probably already know this if you played a bit of Death Frontier. You probably already know that stuff changes like this, but it does change. Everything resets, everything goes back to something completely different, and the missions are all different every single day. And with this comes a problem, because right now the missions are a bit quirky. They're a bit too drawn out, they're not really sensical, some of them are just a bit all over the place. So the community have been coming together to do mission guides. Now there's a bunch of different places you can go for these guides, but basically the way they'll work is they'll tell you what mission is what. They'll tell you the area you got to go, the building you got to go, the XP payout, everything like that, and they'll tell you whether the person who gives the mission is, stuff like that. They're very, very, very helpful little guides, and the most important thing is that they also give you directions, because the way these missions work is that in a lot of cases they're all just laid out in one place. So if there's a certain loot you need to get, like a necklace, if there's a necklace you need to find in a certain building, it's going to be in one place every single time, and that's the same with blood samples and all that. The only missions that don't apply to this is the exterminate missions, where you have to kill a certain amount of zombies. That's completely the way, it's just completely how it sounds. So these guides are very helpful. They give you the directions of where you need to go. So doing mission guides every now and then can be pretty helpful. I'll put a couple links in the description of a couple mission guides. Some might be active, some might be not. They're a bit all over the place at the moment, but they are very helpful if you can find them. There's also a section on the Discord of Death Frontier 2 that has a little help panel you can keep an eye on. There's people always asking, where's this person who gives out this mission? It's a pretty helpful community, so you can always join the Discord and have a chat there and just see if you can figure out the answer to your mission. But yeah, mission guides, take them, they're pretty important. The next tip is sort of a brief one, because I want to do a proper full-on video about this at some point. Boss hunting. Boss hunting is a key part of Dead Frontier 2, or any Dead Frontier game really. It's a very key part of doing it, because the bosses give you a massive amount of experience, and if you've got decent gear, you can take them down really quickly and get a bunch of experience really quickly. And it's all really helpful to just get that big boost of experience. It's not as sort of beneficial as a mission, because you don't get money for it. You do get loot, but you don't get money for it outright, and you're not likely to get loot that's really going to be worth the ammo cost, but it's specifically there so you can grind and get a hell of a lot of experience really quickly. There's a couple places where you can boss hunt really easily, and the best places to boss hunt in my opinion would be apartments, shops, diners, and I'm trying to think if I've missed any. I don't think I've missed any. But basically really small buildings that don't require many floors to go through or anything like that, so you can quickly find the key, find the boss, kill. For level 1 to 5, I think going for mini bosses is obviously a very good idea, but when you're beyond level 5, start taking on the mutated bosses and you should be alright. If you need any help with the bosses, I have guides for everything but the tendril on my channel as of right now. So you can either go to the guides section on my channel, or I will have a little thing in the top right that will that'll have the links straight to every single guide I've done in the game so far, including boss guides. Now this is a personal tip that you should take with a grain of salt, and that is essentially your build. And basically, it depends what build you're doing. If you're going for a melee build, like a looting build, you're not going to level up very fast by killing zombies. You do get experience by killing zombies, but you're not going to get it very fast. If you're just going around trying to smack them the whole time with an axe or whatever the hell you're using, you're not going to get much experience out of it, and you'd be a lot more beneficial going for a gun of some kind, whether it's a pistol, rifle, shotgun, or SMG. SMGs are probably the best at just taking out zombies really quickly, but shotguns are, in my opinion, more useful and a little bit more economical. So choosing a build, sticking with it, very important. If you're going for a looter character, I don't really think that grinding is really going to be that easy. If you take the mission guides, that's grind enough, but doing the bosses and stuff, that kind of requires a gun. But going around just killing zombies in a random building is not going to gain you much experience if you're going around with melee. So keep in mind that your build is very important for this, and if you want to get the best grinding capability, you kind of want to set up a decent DPS build so you can get as much experience really quickly, because while the missions and the bosses and all that give you a lot of experience, clearing out a building of zombies can give you quite a lot of experience and can be quite beneficial to level up really quickly. To add to this is something very important. You should really genuinely consider getting XP boosting gear or getting the fast learner skill. I have fast learner 4 on my level 19 prestige 1 character right now. Fast learner is essentially just gives you 5% experience gain, and once you've got it to level 4 you get 20% experience gain, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you combo that with gear that gives you experience, I've got like I think it's woolly gloves. They give me like 4% extra. That's 24% experience gain plus that I'm getting, and that basically means that every boss I kill would usually give you like 500 experience, and now it's giving me like 700, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's crazy. And it also counts towards, from what I know, every single type of experience game, whether it's a zombie kill, missions, whatever. It seems to hand out more experience based on fast learner skill or the gear you've got. It's really useful, and I really highly recommend that you get yourself some XP boosting gear and the fast learner skill. Combo those two together, you'll be leveling up a lot quicker. Okay, so that was my little leveling guide. Hopefully this helped you. It was just a couple little tips, just to give you that bit of information that I'm sure a lot of you crave about Dead Frontier 2. Leveling's a really weird thing. It took me a while to get used to it. I think it even took me literally, because I got to play the game a couple weeks earlier, and I think when the game finally came out, then I started to learn about leveling really quickly. And within 2 weeks I'd prestiged. I wasn't even using a shotgun build at that time, but I'm already about to prestige again now that I am using shotguns. It's been a lot quicker using shotguns than it was before. It just takes a bit of getting used to, like everything in this game. It just takes a bit of getting used to, learning, being a bit brainy about, and just taking your time with it and learning it like any other game. It's great. It's honestly a really great experience. Just coming up with these little tips, helping you guys out and all that. I love it. But as always, thank you everyone so much for watching this video. It always means a lot to me. If you enjoyed it, leave a like below. Really helps. Hit the subscribe button with the notification bell if you want to see more of this stuff. Consider pledging to my Patreon. It really means a lot. It's a great way to support the channel, it's a great way to support me, it's a great way to show that you care. And if you've got any sort of comments about this, you know, any other tips you think you should offer, feel free to put them below. I'm always reading. If you've got any concerns, comment section is the best place to go. But either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.